will go first, and then from the left to right, you guys can follow. My name is Mutasim. I live in New York. I am originally from a country called Bangladesh, but I've been living in New York for about 7 to 8 years now. I graduated with a degree in computer science, and I currently work full time as a data scientist. And I also do this internship on the side. So that's pretty much about me. Gaurav, can you start, please?
Yes. So my name is Gaurav Liladhar Rozatkar. I am basically from India, but from past 1 year I have been doing my master's course in global business administration in the specialization of project management. And so as I'm a student, I'm trying to find opportunities to upskill my my knowledge and my skills as well. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Ikra, can you follow?
Yes, I'm Ikra I'm from Pakistan, and I recently have done my degree in computer science in July. And I found your company on LinkedIn because I'm interested in business field. So that's it.
Okay. Ashir Ali, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. It's actually I am doing BS Management from University of Punjab. I live in Lahore, Pakistan, and currently I have done my 2 months internship in Trophy House in Pakistan. That is in specialization in digital marketing. With that, I am also learning the course and the field about business development. So that's why I'm here and joining the session.
Got it. Very good. Okay, so before we begin the training session, let me just give you an idea of what you guys will be doing on a regular basis. So basically, this is the business development slash social media internship. Um, what you will do is you will try to identify the companies that are a right fit for us in terms of the business that we do. I'm sure you have gone through the beta guidelines. You should know what we do. If you don't know, that is totally fine. We will discuss about that. So your responsibility would be to identify certain companies that we can partner with, and you will do that using different type of social media, uh, especially LinkedIn and sometimes Google Maps as well. We have a software that we called Apple Extension. All of you will download that. I will show you, so don't worry about that right now. You will use that software to write down the executives in order to send them an email so that we can partner with them. Um, that's that would be an encapsulated version of what you will be doing on a regular basis. Okay, now I will share my screen, and please confirm me if all of you can see my screen. Is is my screen visible to everyone? Can you guys please confirm?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's visible.
All right. Okay. Before we start the training, though, I have to ask you guys a couple of questions. Do you guys have a LinkedIn account that is set up?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And you will be using a Gmail account to send out your email to the executives. Now, typically, you can use your existing Gmail account, but I would suggest, and it's preferable if you open a new Gmail account in order to, uh, sort of like make that as a work email so that it's easier for you to track down your emails if you have to in the future. Um, so yes, please use a Gmail account, and you have to have a LinkedIn account that is set. Okay, so I'll show you how to set up your LinkedIn. Okay, so the first thing that you do is you go to your LinkedIn page, you go to the section that says experience, okay, and then you click on this plus icon, and then you click on add position. Wait for a while, and up. Underneath the title, give your position. It can be business development internship or social media intern, whatever your position is. Employment type, you can select internship, but the most important part is your company name. Um, Here you have to type Gautech, which is our company, and you will see our company's emblem. And once this pops up, click on it and just click on save. I've already done this, so I'll not do this again. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And like I said, you will be using a Gmail account um, to send out your daily emails. Okay, so typically we will use LinkedIn to identify the companies. You will be provided with an Excel sheet, all of you, which will look like this. Now, this is not your Excel sheet. Remember, you guys will have different cities and different state. Okay, so this is an Excel sheet that I was provided with to demonstrate an example. All of you will have 8 different cities. The state might be the same or different, doesn't matter, but the cities will be different for all of you. Okay, for me, let's say the first one is Toronto, and apart from your first tab, you will have 2 more tabs, one for companies and one for leads. In the company sheet, you will track down the information about company. I will show you that in a while. And on the leads sheet, you will track down the information about the executive. So let's start, okay? Did you guys go through the BD guidelines? Did you guys have a chance to go through that? All of you have access
Yes,
to BD
I've done most
guideline,
of
right?
it.
Okay, very good. All of you have access to this guideline, right? Come on, guys. I need a yes or no. All of you have access to the
Yes.
guideline?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Um, so at first, you will be using LinkedIn. From LinkedIn, there are 2 different ways to identify companies. I will show you both. We also use Google Maps sometimes to identify companies, but that should be your last method, because typically, if you use Google Maps, depending on your location, you might have different companies, so it's not very ideal. So always try to use LinkedIn, and please remember you are assigned to the manufacturing industry, so you are in this team. Helena KS and the team. Oh, okay, you were in this team. My bad. Helena KS and the team, the one that starts with motor vehicle manufacturing. Okay, so like I mentioned, there are 2 ways to identify companies using LinkedIn. The first one is using keywords. The second one is without keywords. I will show you the one with keywords at first. Let's look for the section that says LinkedIn keywords. There you go, it's coming. There you go. So you should see the section. If you want, you can note down this. The section is 2.1.2. Search for candidate companies in LinkedIn. So these are all the keywords that you have to use one by one. And with this keywords, you have to use 3 different filters in order to identify companies. And I'll show you that. So let's say my first keyword is RFID. I'll copy this. I'll go to LinkedIn. And on the search bar, I will paste this. And then you have to use 3 more filters. So since we're working with companies, at first we will select on the companies filter. And then always remember your industry is manufacturing. So you always have to work on manufacturing companies. The third filter and the final filter will be your location. So your location will depend on your Excel sheet. From my Excel sheet, I can see that my location is Toronto. Okay, so I will write Toronto. So you see, a number of companies has popped up that we can work on. Similarly, after you're done recording information about all the companies, I'll show you that in a while. There are some requirements that you have to check, though. I will show you that as well. But let's say you're done working with the keyword RFID. After you're done with this, you move on to the next keyword. In in this case, this the next keyword is barcode. Okay, so the only thing that I have to do is I have to remove this RFID keyword with the new keyword, which would be barcode. I have all the other three filters already applied. Okay, so you see again, we find a number of companies. Let's say we want to work on this company. So we open this on a new tab. Okay, now just because some companies popped up doesn't mean that these companies will be acceptable. You have to check that, and I'll show you how. So you go to the About section. The first thing that you have to do after you go to the About section is you have to check if the company has a functioning website. So I'll have to make sure that their website is working. Very good. So in this case, they do have a functioning website. So the first requirement has been met. The second is underneath the industry column, you have to check their industry. Like I mentioned, you always have to work on manufacturing companies. So it has to contain the word manufacturing. In this case, it says packaging and containers manufacturing. So this company is acceptable. The third requirement that you have to check is the company size. Now, typically we work with companies that has over 20 employees, but if it has a range like this, which says 11 to 50, you have to check the number of employees they have on LinkedIn. If it's above 7 or 8, you can work on that company. In this case, it's 30, so this company is acceptable. The final requirement would be checking their headquarters. Always remember the location has to be the one that has been assigned to you. So in my case, it's Toronto. So the location has to be Toronto. Okay. So this is how you identify companies using LinkedIn keyword methods. Okay. So is this something that you all understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What about, did all of you respond? All of you understood this, right?
Yes.
Iker, I know you responded. Ashir, Ali, are you with me? Ashir, are you with me? Okay. Let's see if I can send. Just a moment, guys. I'm just making sure that Ashir Ali is with us. Here. Okay, so you both mentioned that you understood this. Okay, so now let me show you one software or website that you have to download in order to write down the executive. The website is called Upload. It's not a website. It's typically an extension of Google Chrome. So make sure, even if you're using a Mac, you need to have Google Chrome downloaded in your computer or in your system. Okay, so just type Apple extension and just click on the first link. It's very easy to download, so it shouldn't be a problem. So you see how it says remove from Chrome for me? For you guys, this will say add extension to Chrome because I already have this downloaded. Okay, so you just click on add to extension. I think you have to sign up using a Gmail account, which you can do, and then you should be all set to work on Apple. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have identified this company. So let's show you how you can work on your Excel sheet. Okay, all of you will be provided with an Excel sheet and some other necessary documents after this training. So I'll go to the companies tab. So you see how it says Toronto companies? It will not say Toronto companies for you guys. It will only say companies and lead because you guys will have 8 different companies. Okay. So for serial number, it's one, and like this, you can do one, two, three. Um, for date, I've assigned today's date, which is 8th August. For assigned geolocations, I'll write my city, and now we'll come to the company name. We'll go here, and we'll just copy. Always remember, before filling out the information, you have to check the requirements that I've told you. You have to make sure that the company is from a manufacturing industry. You have to make sure the company is a right fit for us by checking their size, by making sure they have a functioning website, and all of those requirements. Okay, so underneath the company name attribute, we'll just copy and paste. Underneath the website URL, we'll just copy their website, which you can find in the about section. Okay, so we'll just copy this and paste it here. And underneath this section that says detail of what they are doing, you will go to the about section. If you scroll down, you should see a section that says specialties. Okay, so we'll just copy this and paste it. However, one thing that you have to remember is a lot of the companies will not have a specialty section in their LinkedIn page. If they do not have a specialty section, what you do is you just write NA or not applicable, okay? But since we have specialty section for this company, and okay, key industry, this is very important. This should be found underneath the industry column. Okay, I mean the industry attribute, and always remember that it needs to have the word manufacturing since you're working with companies that belongs to the manufacturing industry. So I'll just copy this and paste it. For company email ID, this is something that you can find. Typically, you can find this on the website, but this field is not mandatory. You do not need a company's website if you cannot find it in their. I mean, you do not need a company's email ID if you cannot find it in their website. It's totally fine. So in this case, I do not have their company's website. I mean their email ID, so I will leave this blank. Okay. Now with designation, from here we will start working on the executive of the companies, and we can do that by the software that we have just downloaded, namely Apple. Okay, so once you download Apple and if you open the Apple after signing it with your email, you should see a UI or user interface which will look like this, and then you just have to sign. I already have it signed. But I already had it signed. Okay, just give me a moment. It's taking a while for the Apple to load. Just give me a moment, guys.
गाउटेक की वो इंटर्नशिप चालू हुई तो उस पे मैं बैठा था. Pretty good, no? तुझे से हाफ तो दिख रही. ठीक है.
Okay. I'll share my screen again. Perfect. Can you guys see my screen again?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I think I've used Apple way too many times at this point, so it is not letting me sign in. But once you download Apple, your UI should look like this. Okay, I'll try to see if it works. And you have to use Apple in order to track down the executives. Okay, so all you have to do is, we were working with this company, right? So we go to their website, which is this. If you click on this, you should be taken to this page. You have to copy their URL and paste it here in Apple. And there you go. We have found the company. Okay. So you are seeing, once I click on the link of that company, they are signing me off because it says that I have exceeded the limit for Apple. So unfortunately, I'm not sure if I can show you. Can one of you try downloading that in your if you're logged in with your computer, can one of you try that so that I can show you? It will be better for all of you to understand. Are you logged in with your computer? Any one of you?
पढ़ा. क्या है ये, मुझे तो पता भी नहीं.
I added extension, but I hadn't logged in now. So
yes, just use
Gaurav.
Okay, Gaurav, can you download the Apple extension? Just use your email to log in.
Yes, I already have Apollo.
I am. If you wait, I am doing it. Just wait for 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Just take your. In the meantime, let me see if I can access it. Let me know once you're done.
जाना पड़ेगा ना. Yes, now I'm logging in.
Okay, can you let me know once you're logged in?
Yes, now I have logged. No, wait. Yes, I have logged in. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Did you log in?
Yes, I have logged in.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I have logged in.
Okay, can you please share your screen? There should be an option at the top right corner. Click on share and then share your screen so that I can show you.
Okay, so Yeah, so can you see the screen now? I guess so.
Yes. So yeah, so you have to download Apple for Chrome. Did you? Okay, can you just click on I will do it later?
Exactly. Okay, perfect. So get started now.
Yes, try that.
Perfect.
Then you just click on continue, keep on clicking on continue.
I cannot click on continue till the time I select something or the other.
Oh, okay. So just just fill this up. You can. It does really doesn't matter. Just like complete this.
Okay. What email engagement? Hi. Which shall I select? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. I think you select on email engagement and then click on continue.
Okay. What about this?
Email engagement. I still see the same thing in your screen. Okay. Um.
I don't use any other tools.
Yeah, just click on I don't use any other tools.
Give me a moment. Okay. Hold up.
Okay. Now can you click on continue if it allows you?
Yeah. Okay. So
All of you have to set up Apple in a similar way. Okay, just click on finish. Perfect. Now you see the search option. I will send you the link of the company um, that we worked with, and you guys can try. So take a two. Let's just take a moment for like 2 minutes so all of you can download the extension and follow the procedures Gaurav just did, and copy and paste the link that I've just provided you. Okay, and let me know once you're done. Okay, we will take 2 minute times for that. Good work, Gaurav. Just be there. Just be there for now.
I should paste the link here or here?
At the search tab right here, like where your cursor is right now.
Perfect.
Again, paste the link there.
Wow.
Onto all of this.
Again?
Yes. You have to. Yep. There you see at the bottom. You should see um their page.
Something like this.
Yes. Okay. Let me just make sure that I've sent you the correct. Oh, my bad. I've sent you the wrong link. My bad. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Um. Yep. I freaked out for a second. Okay. I've sent you the right link again. So it should be the link of the website of that company. I've sent you another link. check that.
Yeah, this is it.
Yes, and you see the company at the bottom. That's the company that we want to find. Just click on that and keep save company, and then we'll just wait for a minute so that everyone has downloaded that. Okay?
Save company, huh?
Yes. So right now, don't do anything. Just keep your
Oh,
screen like that. Let's just wait a minute, and then we'll start again. Okay?
okay.
Gaurav, I've done the procedure.
I'm sorry,
You
but
follow the procedure.
Yes, I follow all the steps and I just sign up and log in Apollo,
Good.
and I'm following
Okay.
the steps.
Okay. Shirley, can you please do it? We'll wait for a minute, Shirley. Please do it fast. Okay, let us know when you're done. Okay, so let's just resume the training session. Shirley, we have waited for a couple of minutes. Please follow the training session from now. Gaurav, you don't have to share your screen anymore. I got it from here. Thank you so much for showing everyone how it's done. Thank you so much. Okay, so can you see my screen?
I'm sorry, I was not
Can everyone see my screen?
able to hear you.
Okay, no, I
Yes.
just mentioned that you don't have to share your screen anymore. I will take it from here, and
Okay.
thank you so much for doing this.
No
Really
problem.
appreciate it. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. So can Gaurav and Ikra and Ashir, can you all see my screen now?
How can I stop presenting the screen here?
Yes.
There should be an option for stop presenting, like the same way that you see this option for stop sharing. Just click on that, and
Okay.
you should be fine. Okay. Can you see my screen now, Gaurav? You
Yeah.
should be able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you save the company, it will look like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to the employee section. Okay. You can find it right here. Employee section. And always remember, you have to work with people, you have to identify executives that are important or at the higher up level. Okay? So, for example, I don't think they have an email here. Okay, there you go. So, who do you think is the most important executive among all the executives here? Okay? It definitely has to be the owner, right? So, you will have in your Excel sheet, you will have three options, three chances for filling out executive name. Okay? Try to do at least two. I mean, two is pretty much mandatory. If you can do three, very good, but try to do at least two, okay? So you have to write their designation and you have to write their name. In this case, their designation would be owner and their name would be Robert Pontarello. Now, here's the problem. I don't think we can access their email, and we need their email. You see how it says no email, so we cannot work with this executive. Okay, so we'll move on to the second most important executive. That would be the president in this case. Okay, so I'll just copy this, the president, paste it here in the designation. Okay, I'll copy his name as well. Paste it here. Now, contact number is not mandatory. This is optional field. If you want, you can skip that because typically Apple will have their email, but those emails are typically not verified. So if you click on this green access email option, you should be able to copy their email and see their email. So you see it says email is being verified. So you have to always make sure that the email is the verified one and it is business one. And if you click on these two square icons, it will automatically be copied. And then you just paste it here in their email address, okay? So did you guys understand how I did this?
Yes.
Okay, all of you?
Yeah.
All right. So similarly, exactly in the same way, I'll show you these three things later. If you move on here, you'll see another column for designation and executive name. You do the exact same thing for the second most important executive, okay? So I'm not showing you this because it's the exact same thing. The second most important can be the vice president, okay? So always remember, you start with the most important one and then you follow through, which means you start with the most important one and then you record the information about the second executive, okay? And then if you want, you can record information about the third executive as well, which can be done here. You see the third option, okay? So I'll show you these later. Let me just go back here. Now, since we have recorded the information about executive, we can send them an email. We can reach out to them. But before that, I mentioned that there are two ways on how to find a company through LinkedIn. I've shown you one way, which is using the keywords. The second way, and the most effective one, is using sub-industries. Okay, now this is a little different from that. It's pretty much the same, but the different part is you do not use any keyword here, okay? And I can tell you that this is the most effective. So always start with this method and then move on to the next one. If you can find a lot of companies using this method, you don't have to use the second one at all, okay? So the way this method works is I will use all the three filters, that is companies, Toronto, and manufacturing, okay? Industry always has to be manufacturing, but I will not use any keywords, okay? So if I click on enter, you will see the same companies has popped up, but even more company will pop up, because for me, this method has always been more convenient, and I'm sure for you guys, this will also be the most convenient one, okay? So let's say we want to work on this company, again, the same company that we worked at using the keyword, okay? So if you're using the sub-industries method, you always have to make sure that the company, the industry of the company, which is packaging and containers, belongs to one of these industries, okay? So if you go here, you look for packaging and containers manufacturing. And you should be able to see that. There you go, packagers and containers manufacturing, okay? So similarly, if you work on another company using this method, let's see if you want to work on this company after. I know that this is not Toronto, but I'm just showing you this as an example, okay? So it says automation manufacturing, machinery manufacturing. So if you're using the sub-industries method, you'll have to make sure that automation machine manufacturing is underneath this column which says Helena KS and the team, okay? So if you take a good look, you should be able to find that automation machinery manufacturing, okay? So this is called the sub-industries method, okay? Is that clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Ashir, I hope you're following. If you have any questions, please ask me. So let's just continue with the let's just continue with the Excel sheet. Where were we? Okay, now since we recorded the information about the executive, we now have to send them an email. Okay, so like I mentioned, you have to use a Gmail account. Okay, so if I go to my Gmail account and then I click on compose, and then I just go back to my Excel sheet, I will copy the email address and then paste it. Now, after the training, I will provide you with a notepad format or a document that is called the CC list. The document will look like this. You have to copy both of these emails and click on CC and then paste them right here. Okay? If you do not do this, we will not be able to monitor your activity. Okay? Is that understood?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So now for subject and the email body, you will be provided with a separate document. Now, before we had the email body in the BD guideline, we still have it, but we use a new version now, and you will be provided with a document that is called Modified Email Body for Manufacturing, okay? So there are three cases here, case A, B, and C, and I can promise you most of the time you'll be using case A. And if you understand case A, these two are very similar, okay? It's very self-explanatory. So case A says, if you know the first name. So if I go back to my Excel sheet, if I check the executive's name, I do know her first name, and it's Andrea, okay? So since I know her first name, I can use this case, okay? If I know her first name, the email subject will be first name and this whole thing. Okay, this should be your email subject. So you copy this and then you paste this. You obviously have to make one change here. And your change would be, instead of the first name, you have to write the executive's actual first name, which in my case would be Andrea. Okay. And you can also see how to address the executive. This is how you address the executive for case one. So it would be hi, comma, first name, comma. You copy and paste. And similarly, instead of first name, just write your first name, which would be Andrea. Click enter 2 times. And then all you have to do is you have to go here. Now, you don't have to use this Dear CEO because you've already addressed that executive using this, okay? So you start copying from the section where it's the part where it says our CEO, and you copy till all the way to the end. Okay, you copy this, and you paste it right here. Now you have to make one change here, okay? And your change would be, if you scroll down, instead of the part where it says your name in a square bracket, just write your actual name. In my case, I'll write my name, and you guys will just write your name. And after you do this, you can just click on send, and the email will be sent. Is that understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So once you send the email, go back to your Excel sheet, and underneath the column that says first email status, just write yes or sent, whichever you want. Okay. Now, I'll tell you about the follow-up email, the follow-up done attribute and the follow-up count attribute. Okay. So let's say you sent your first email, the email that you sent right now, the one that I demonstrated just right now, is called the first email. Okay. So 2 business days after you have sent the first email, if you do not receive a response, you have to follow up with them. If you receive a response, that's a different case. If you do receive a response, you have to take a screenshot of that and post it in our group chat. And after that, we will provide you with further instructions on what to do, either to mark it green or red, but that's another conversation. But right now, I'm showing you what to do with the follow-up attribute. Okay, so let's say the first email, the executive that you sent your first email to has not responded to you. So 2 business days after you sent your first email. Remember, not 2 days. 2 business days after you sent your first email, you have to send them a follow-up email. Okay. And like this, you have to keep sending them follow-up email within a gap of 2 business days until your follow-up count reaches 4, which means you need to send 4 follow-up email, or until you receive a response. Okay. I know that's a lot of information to digest, but it's really not that difficult. Okay. So I'll show you how to send the follow-up email. If you go to your BD guideline, you scroll all the way down. You should see the section that says 3.2.1.2. It says follow-up email. And you start from here. Okay, before that, let's say you want to send a follow-up email to this executive. Okay, so you go to your Gmail, you go to your sent section, click on this email, click on the 3 dot, okay? Click on the 3 dot and always select reply to all. Do not select reply. If you select reply, I will not be able to monitor your email. So always select reply to all. And you can address the executive the same way you've addressed them on the first email, okay? And similarly, you just copy everything underneath the section that says follow-up email. You start from the part where it says I'm following up. You copy everything all the way to this part. And you copy, and then you paste it here. And you have to make the same change, which is you have to replace this with your actual name. And you see how the size are not consistent. This is of a different size and this is of a different size. It happened because I have copied and pasted it, but make sure when you're doing it, it is maintaining a consistent size, okay? So this is how you send up your follow-up email. This is how you send your follow-up email. And once you're done, you go underneath here, the attribute that says follow-up done, you click on yes, and for count, you write 1, okay? So let's say you sent your first follow-up email and they did not reply to you. Okay, so 2 business days after that, you do the exact same thing. You click on the 3 dot, you go to your follow-up email, you click on the 3 dot, you click reply to all, you do the exact same thing, come back to your Excel sheet and write 2. Now you will repeat this unless your follow-up count is 4 or unless you receive a reply. Is that clear? Did you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Gaurav, did you understand the structure of follow-up email now?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
it.
good, Ashir. Okay, very good. We have one more thing left, and that is the leads. Okay, so here in this company's tab, you can record information about up to 3 executives. 2 is preferable, so at least try to record information about 2 executives. Okay. Remember, the first email should only be sent to the most important executive, okay? I repeat, the first email should only be sent to the most important executive. The other executives, including the first one, you can send them a LinkedIn invitation and you can record their information again, the executives that you're sending a LinkedIn request to, in this tab, okay? So similarly, I'll write 1. For date, I'll write today's date. For assigned location, I'll write Toronto. For designation here, if you go to Apollo, there's a way to track down their LinkedIn. If you go to Apollo extension, underneath the executive's name, there should be a section. There should be a LinkedIn icon. Okay, so let's say we send them the first email. We did send this executive the first email, right? So you can also send her a LinkedIn invitation. You have to. And let's say the second executive that we have recorded is this, okay? And you can also send an invitation to the second most important executive. So remember, when you're working on the company's tab, the first email should be sent to only to the most important executive, but your LinkedIn invitation can be sent to all of your executives, okay? So let's say we want to send a LinkedIn invitation to this executive. I click on this LinkedIn icon, and it should take me to their LinkedIn page. And all you have to do is you have to go to your BD guideline, go to the section that says um, LinkedIn invitation. It'll be here somewhere. There you go. It's right here. Okay, so the section that says start of LinkedIn invite. Okay, you just copy this whole thing. You do not have to change a thing here. What the hell? Okay, so before that, let me just show you how to record the executive's information. Okay, so I think I missed something. If you go to the companies tab, there's one more attribute that you have to fill out, and that is the source. So we have identified this company using LinkedIn. So our source will be LinkedIn. And underneath the source link, you have to go to the company's LinkedIn page. I believe this is the company's LinkedIn page. Okay, you have to go to the about section and just copy the LinkedIn link of that company and just paste it in the source. Okay, did you understand this?
Yes.
All right. And so for the leads, you pretty much have to do the same thing. Okay, you come to the lead section. When we are sending an invitation to an executive, we will record that information on the leads tab. So if I go to leads tab, you will fill out this information the exact same way that I did for the company. So I'm not showing you this, the date, the location. And for the designation, let me just go to Apollo. It should be president. His name is, no, I think we are doing this. Okay, so his name is Jeff. And this should be Vice President of Business Development. Okay, so candidate email address, you can find that on Apollo. If you cannot find that, it's okay. For the leads tab, it is not mandatory to get their email. But if you can find it on Apollo, that's very good. In this case, we can. So we'll just copy this and then we'll paste it right here. Like I said, their contact number is not mandatory. Okay, the company name, you can fill out all this information the same way that we did for the companies tab. Okay, so if you go to the company, so this guy Jeff Sommer works in this company, so you can just copy this and do all of those things that we did before. You can just write his company name. Similarly, you can paste the URL, and this should be the detail of what they're doing, the specialty section. If the company does not have a specialty section, just write NA. The industry is the thing that you find underneath the industry column. Always remember the industry column has to have the word manufacturing on it. The company mail ID, you can skip this. Now here is something that is different from the company's tab. Okay, so underneath the source, you obviously have to write LinkedIn. But since we're tracking down an executive and not the whole company, we will copy the link of the executive's account, not the company's account, okay, and paste it right here. Now, after you're done filling out this information, go to your guideline, copy this message that you can find underneath the Start of LinkedIn Invite section. You go to Connect, you click on Add a Note, and you just paste this, okay? You don't have to change a thing, you just paste it, okay? And after that, your connection will be set. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Gaurav, is that clear? Did you understand that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, guys, just give me a minute. I have a meeting. I'll just tell them that I'll join them shortly. Okay, just give me a minute. All right. So I have shown you how to track down the executive as well. Now there's one other method, like I told you, but in this case we will not be using LinkedIn. We will use Google Map. Okay, so this is a method we typically do not use that often. If you're not able to find any companies through the sub industries method or using the keywords method for LinkedIn, we will use this method. So for Google Maps, we also use um, keywords. So if you go to your BD guideline, I believe it should be here somewhere right here, okay? So if you go to the section that says, okay, so this is the section, okay? So if you go to the section 1.7, underneath that section, you will see some keywords like before, okay? You have to use these keywords one by one. For example, let's say I want to use the vehicle identification. I've already used this, okay? So if I go here, you should be able to see this. So I've used the keyword vehicle identification, and after that, what you have to do is you have to put a comma and write manufacturing company in your assigned location. In my case, that is Toronto, okay? And then this company pops up. Now, I've already mentioned just because you found a company does not mean that that company will accept it. For that, I'll have to check this company on Apple. So let me just go to Apple. Similarly, I'll just copy their website link. I'll paste the company. There you go. I can find the company. Now, previously we checked the company's criteria to make sure that they are meeting our requirements from LinkedIn. Underneath the company, before you can save the company if you want, but before that, you can click on this LinkedIn icon that will appear underneath the company's name. This should direct you to the company's LinkedIn page, and from there you should be able to track all the information. Okay, is this clear so far? Everything?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
similarly, very good. So similarly, when you click on the LinkedIn icon, you should be taken or directed to the company's page. If you go to About section, you can check the company's information. First, you check if they are in Toronto. In this case, yes. Okay, you have to make sure that this industry is one of the industry, like the same thing that you did for some industries. So it says chemical manufacturing. So I'll look for chemical manufacturing here. There you go. I do have chemical manufacturing, so this is also acceptable. The company size also is acceptable, so everything is acceptable. We've already checked the website and it's working. And in the exact same way, if you go to employees, you can start recording information about the executive of these employees. Okay, so it's the exact same thing. Is that clear? This is how you use Google methods, Google Maps to identify companies. Okay, so that's one of the methods. So did you understand all the three methods?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Shirley, did you understand all the three methods? Please let us know in the chat. Okay. If you did understand everything, we're almost at the end of our training. Okay. So I'll just talk about some objectives and expectation. Um, so every day you have to submit something that we call a daily report. Every week on Friday we will meet as a team where we discuss our progression, where we discuss if there's any update. If you have any question, you can always ask us in this chat, in the in this manufacturing chat, not in this chat, in the manufacturing chat. Um, and your daily report will be provided. I will provide your daily report on your IMC. So your IMC is basically your management chat. Okay, so this is Ikra's IMC, this is Arshali's IMC, and this is Gaurav's IMC. Okay, so you will find that your daily report in your IMC after this trade. Okay, now let's just talk about some expectations. Okay, so whenever you get a response from an executive, it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, you have to take a screenshot and post it in the team group chat. And then we will provide you with further instructions on what to do. Typically, you have to fill out a form of the executives, and then you have to hand the form back to us, and then we will tell you what to do with the company. Typically, if it's a positive response, we tell you to mark the company with a green color. If it's negative, we tell you to mark the company with a red color. I will show you what your spreadsheet will look like. All of you will have different spreadsheets. Okay, let me just give you an example. So this is typically what a spreadsheet for intern would look like. At the first tab, you will see the cities that you have to work in, and then you can also see the state. Here, you will fill out all the companies, and here you'll fill out all the leads. Okay, so if you see that your Excel sheet or your spreadsheet has some companies that are already marked with red or green, do not remove them. Start working from here. Let them be, and make sure that you're not working on any companies that are marked in green or red. We do not want to work on repetitive companies. Okay, is that clear?
Okay.
Okay, Gaurav, is that clear?
Yes, that's clear.
All right. I already mentioned, try to find at least 3 executives. Send the most important one an email, and you can record or send all of them a LinkedIn invitation. So let's say you have recorded 2 executives from one company. Okay, so you have to send the most important one an email, like the way that I've shown you. Make sure that you are including everyone on the CC list and you're making all the necessary changes. But when it comes to LinkedIn invitation, you can send both of them a LinkedIn invitation, and we will be able to monitor your LinkedIn invitation as well, because in your daily report, you have to provide information about the candidate that has accepted your LinkedIn invitation. Okay, so please make sure that you're only focusing on manufacturing companies. You can do that by going to the company's LinkedIn page. Underneath the industry column, the word manufacturing has to be on it. We are working on a manufacturing group. Okay, so if you work on any other industry, let's say construction, your companies or your work will not be acknowledged. Okay, so always try to work on manufacturing companies. Use all the 3 filters that I've shown you. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know.
Okay.
And do not forget to send up follow-up emails after every 2 business days if you did not receive a response from the first executive or the first email that you have sent. Okay, your follow-up email needs to be sent every 2 days. Okay, now I'll talk about some objectives and your daily goals. Okay, so typically you are supposed to work at least 4 hours on this internship every day, Monday through Friday. Okay, Saturday and Sundays are off because those are weekends. Remember, we are a company based out of New York, Manhattan, New York, so you have to follow the Eastern time zone, which is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so don't be afraid. You can work on your own time. I know some of you guys are from very far apart, so you can work on your own time, but make sure the emails that you're sending are within the time frame of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There is an option for scheduling email as well. You can do that, or you can exhaust that option as well if that's convenient for you. Okay, so the daily goal for you is to work on at least 15 to 18 companies each day. So you have to send at least 15 to 18 first emails and maybe double LinkedIn invitation or at least 20 LinkedIn invitation, let's say, or 18. Okay. Sometimes it's very hard to work on 15 to 18 companies, but at least try to hit the double digits. Okay. So 10 should be your standard. Do not go below 10. If you go below 10, that looks really bad in your daily report, and your performance will be evaluated by higher up people from higher up, and it looks really, really bad if you're working on less number of companies. Okay. If you face any struggle, if you're struggling with anything, if you have any questions, you can always let us know. So pretty much these are some information that I needed to tell you. Do you guys have any questions?
No, I have not, but when we will get the Excel sheet?
So it depends. When do you plan to start working? Will you work from today, or are you guys starting from tomorrow?
From tomorrow.
Okay, so Ikra, you'll start working from tomorrow. What about Gaurav and Ashir Ali? Can you please give me that information? I have to keep a record of that. Gaurav, can you tell me when do you start working?
Yeah, I can start tomorrow.
Okay, very good. What about? Okay, so all three of you will start working from tomorrow. So before tomorrow, I will provide you with all the necessary documents. Okay. Um, some of the documents will include the modified email, like I mentioned. To send your first email, you have to follow that document, the syntax of the document. The document will also include your Excel sheet. All three of you will have separate Excel sheets. Okay. The document will also there will also be a document for your CC list. And I believe those are pretty much it. Oh yes, one more for your weekly report. So remember, you have to send your daily report in your IMC, which is your individual chat, and also in this chat in our group. So you have to send your daily report in this group, also in your IMC. So if you scroll above, you will be able to see that other interns have sent their report. Okay, so this is how they said you have to send your report. I will provide you with this entire syntax on your IMC. For your weekly report, you have to submit your weekly report every Friday after we meet. That is something that I will remind you again. I'll also provide you the syntax for weekly reports. Remember, your daily report format will be provided in your IMC, and all the other documents will be provided in this group. Since you start working from tomorrow, I will provide you with all the necessary documents before that. I will most likely you will get the documents in like an hour or two. You should be able to get the documents. I'll just have to verify some information and process this document, and you should be able to get it. Okay. So one more thing that I needed to show you was um, every day when Yep. So every day when you submit your daily report, you have to submit your updated Excel sheet. So your updated Excel sheet will have all the company's information that you've worked on. Okay. So once you submit your daily report like this, you will go to the file section, and then you will look for the folder that has today's date. In this case, this is today's folder. Okay. So you will go to this section, you will select an upload and then files, and you can then upload your Excel file. Okay. If I have to show you an example, for instance, for yesterday, all the interns have uploaded their Excel sheet. Okay. So I can check your progress from here. Okay. So every day when you submit your daily report, go to file section and look for the folder with today's date, and then upload the folder there. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Gaurav and Ashir, Ali, did you understand how to upload the Excel file? All right. So this is pretty much the end of your training. I will provide you with your Excel sheets and everything in about an hour or two. You will get it before you start working, so you don't have to worry about it. Do you guys have any questions?
Yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.
No.
So I was having
Oh,
a quick question that what if I start working today, but I was having an emergency, so I'm back in India and I will be flying in next 2 3 days or 1 week. So in this case, how we can take this forward? So can I take a break after working, or what you suggest?
okay, so if you have to travel back, um, it really depends on the day. But if you want to extend your starting date, what you have to do is you have to go at your IMC, your personal insurance message, where you have to mention Gronda. You don't have to mention Gronda. Just write that you want to. You want a couple of days of break because you're traveling to India. I will mention Rwanda and the HR will take care of it. So it's possible to ask for a leave, an extension, as long as it's not over. Like if you ask for like a month extension, it really doesn't make sense. So probably that won't be accepted. But if it's a couple of days, it should be acceptable. Okay, so you have to write that information on your IMC, and then you will be provided with further information about that. Okay,
Okay, so INC means the chat.
not the group chat, your personal chat.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
Okay. Do you have any questions regarding the training?
Well, no, it's pretty much explained in details by you. So if we have any question for upcoming future, I guess we can connect over with you on chat.
Yes, of course. Yep, of course. If you want a meeting, I'm happy to do that as well. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys. So, but yes, please let me know if you have a question. Ikra, you said you do not have a question. Ashir Ali, do you have a question?
Well, from my side, there is no question. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Ashir Ali, you can either type. Okay, you don't have a question. Very good. Okay, so we can conclude this meeting. You will have all of your necessary documents in about an hour or two. Thank you so much for joining this meeting. Really appreciate it. And welcome on board. I look forward to working with you. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
Bye bye, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.
You too. कर रहा है नरेश को? क्या कर रहा है नरेश को? You know? Shit. आ जाएगा जल्दी ही. Hmm. Hmm? क्यों? देखो मेरे को टिकट घर पे. चटाई. मुझे बता. 10 तारीख को निकलना है क्या मुझे? मुझे कौन सी तारीख? हाँ तो 11 की फ्लाइट लेनी पड़ेगी. तो कल खरीद सकते हैं ना अपन. अरे है पेन ड्राइव उधर ही. ओ. क्या? तो वहां पर ही मिलेगी ना पेन ड्राइव, उसमें क्या है? मैं खुद ही पेन ड्राइव ढूंढ रहा हूँ यार. वहां पर नहीं याद क्यों? उसके अंदर है क्या पेन ड्राइव? तुमने रील्स देखे क्या बब्बू? रील्स में फुल झुमका वाला गाना चल रहा है. Pa, 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 la, di, da, pa, 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 la, di, da.